Okay, hello everyone. This is week A, question 4. Okay, in this question, you will be given two tables. The first table is the cost, and the second table is the score. The first table contains the students' data. The student data means which student took what course. And for each data in the courses table, there will be an SID. And the second table is scored. The scored also has a column called SID and is corresponded to the first table SID. So, okay, like we say as the sample input, the first table has two data. The first data, the student ID 108000001 took what course? Took one course. The course ID is 5. Actually, in this question, the course ID didn't matter. The only matter is SID and the student ID. Okay. Okay. This student took this course and with SID 1. So you can use SID to find out this student's scores in the second table. So in second table, every data with SID 1 is the score of this student in this course. So average the score, you can know if the student passed this course or not. Okay, the goal of this question is to find out how many students in total and how many students failed at this one course. So that's dealing with the input first. Okay, let's dealing with the input first. So there will be two tables. First is courses, and the second table is scored. Okay, the first table, given the size of the first table, okay, let's see, score, okay. Okay, the SID and the score are positive integers more than 10,000, it's more than 1000, 1000. Okay, digit number. Okay, so it's just gave a huge number like 1000, and there will be three columns in the first table: the student ID, SID, student ID, and the course ID. But I want to add two columns in the first table. I want to combine the two tables when I dealing with the input. They will be easier to get the answer of this question. So I need five columns in the first table. Okay, so for the second table, I don't need second table because I will combine these two tables in one. Okay. Okay, then the variable to control the for loop and the number of the data. Okay, then scanf, %d, and n. Okay, for first table, j0, j less than n, j plus plus. Scan three column. The first column is process one. The process J0 and process J1 and process J2. Okay, for the second for loop, J to 0, J less to n, and J plus plus. Okay, then I'm going to scan two number. The first number, because I have five columns in the first table. So I'm going to initialize the fourth and the fifth column using the my first for loop. So the cos j3 to 0 and cos j4 to 0, and I'm scan number to number, okay, SID and score and SID and scores. Okay. Then use a for loop. Use a for loop from k to 0 and k less than n, k plus plus, and if causes k0, the SID in the first table is equivalent to SID, then break. And I'm using the fourth column as the count, as a counter. It's counting how many scores in this course. So I'm increase the courses K3 and 4 score. And I'm keeping the total score in the fifth column. So after this for loop, I know the number of the score and the total number. Okay, to determine if a student is fail or pass, I just need to do the math. If the average score is less than 60, then it's fail. Okay, so let's count the student number first. So the student number, student number, and we start the student number with 0. Okay, so how to count the student number? I'm using the for loop for j to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. Okay, and for what? K to 0, no, k to j minus 1, k greater or equivalent to 0, and k minus minus. And if what? If courses one, no, if courses K1 is equivalent to courses J1, that means there is a repeat student number, a repeated student ID. So this student didn't count. So break. And if what? If K is -1, then student number increased. Okay, the student number increased. Student number increased. Student number increased. Okay, that's it. That's it. And let me think how to how to calculate, how to get the answer of how many students fail at this one courses. Okay. 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 Fail. I'm using F and initial to 1. Okay, if the student, the courses 4, not 4, courses J4 divide by courses J3. If it's less than 60, and then F increased, 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 and 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 use another for loop. It's just like this, I think. But but and 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 I find that now there is a repeat student ID and 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 what? K K then F decreased. And after this for loop, I just display the result of two integer. The first is student number and the second is F. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay, let's see the result. Compile error. Oh, courses 4, courses K4, K4. Okay, do it again. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Let me just debug quickly. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I scan and set to 0. Set to 0. And I scan SID and score. Okay, and using K0 is SID, then break, then break, then break, then break. K3 plus plus, K3, K3 plus plus, K4 score. I think it's correct. Okay, and if he failed, and then increase the number. And if we find, oh, here, 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 I should break here. 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 Still wrong. I should break here. I should break here. I should break here. I should break here. 0 student number. Let me just use the code blocks and make a little debugger. Debug. Let's debug. Okay, let's see. Just give me the moment. Can I just pause? Yeah, I can just pause. Oh, I know why. I know why. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. I should put a bracket here. And it's accept. I just missed this bracket. I just realized that. That's just a stupid mistake. So put the bracket here and I get accept. Okay, the main idea is I combine these two tables using SID. So when I scan the second table, I'm looking for the same SID in the first table and append the information on in the first table. So I only use one array to keep all the information I need. And for this for loop, the first thing I do is to check if the student is fail or not. If he fails, and I increase the fail number, and look forward for the every data I processed before to see if there is the student with the same student ID and also get failed on some courses. If so, then I just decrease it back because I increased the fail number, but I already counted before, so I decrease it to undo the process, then break. Then just count the student number to see if there is a repeat student ID. If there is, then I didn't count the student. If it's not repeated, then I just increase the student number and display the result like this. And that's it. That's it for the week 8, question 4.